Before we get started, Starseed United, I had to go in great details in this video. It's an hour and like almost 10 minutes long. If you do not have time or the patience to watch the whole video, meet me in the courts of the Most High at about 58 minutes.
If you wanted to stop Africa from becoming a superpower, you wouldn't have to invent a new strategy. The blueprint has already been written, tested, and perfected over centuries. You'd start by making sure Africa never unites. The easiest way to do that is by keeping people divided along ethnic, tribal, and religious lines. If they ever start working together, remind them of past grievances. Stoke old wounds. Fund separatist movements. Keep border disputes unresolved. Make sure every time they take one step forward, they take 2 steps back because they're too busy fighting each other. You'd install leaders who serve foreign interests, not their people. Find the most corrupt, the most easily manipulated, the ones who crave wealth and status more than progress.
Shalom, everyone. If you're new to my station, I am the Hebrew Widow, the Hebrew Rose Jericho, coming at you with some judgment news. And they don't want to be called colonizers. Give me a damn break. Colonizing that germ. Yeah, that evil germ. Did you hear that? Yeah, we're going to go through that because, see, our king broke the code. He broke the code. He covered every corner in their colonization with his wisdom. Yes, all praise to the Most High. So anyway, y'all, do you know that Trump put out an arrest warrant for Ibrahim Traore? Now, this just confirms who Ibrahim Traore is. We got the Antichrist Donald Trump on center stage, putting an arrest warrant out on our Messiah, the King of Peace, that has done nothing but good. And what has Donald Trump done? Nothing but evil. Yeah, so now all of this colonization program is coming out. It's coming out. Yeah, and see, when you know somebody's playing you know their game because they do the same damn thing to win over and over and over again. Cheat, cheat, cheat. Evil. Just plain old evil. So when they come at you again after you study their game, then you just, you conquer them. And that's what happened. Ibrahim Traore conquered the colonizers. And they're scared as hell about it because they've been used to their cheating working. Yeah, another cheat. But see, it's so many resources in the motherland. It's so much of it until they've been colonizing for hundreds of years. And they're running out, and Africa's still rich. Congratulations, King. Congratulations. See, they're checker players, and they play the same old damn checker game over and over and over again, too. Before we go any further, I just want to give a shout out to Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel is the archangel that works with me. He showed me many of the secrets of our kingdom in the Messiah's military. Yeah, isn't he beautiful? See how black he is? This is the Archangel Uriel. He cannot be explained. And he has a tear coming out of his eye. And Mother told me that represents empathy, the most powerful energy on the planet. See, Ibrahim Traore has so much empathy until he'll lay his life down for the people. He'll lay his life. He's shown that he would lay his life down for the people. And so has the rest of the junta. Yeah, those are the other kings that will be ruling the earth. And all of them have empathy. All of them have a lot of empathy. None of them are taking the wealth for themselves. They're distributing the wealth because they took it for the people. They risked their lives to take it for the people. That's real empathy. And you're not getting it, you're not taking any for yourself. You know, Ibrahim Traore rejected his presidential salary, and he just keeps his military salary as captain. And it's plenty of wealth in Burkina Faso. I mean, they found a mountain of gold. But is he trying to get any for himself? No. His main goal is to bless the people. That's empathy. Whereas Donald Trump, he doesn't have any. Neither did any of them before. Neither in 1776, when they drew up that paper magic, the Declaration of Independence. It had serpent seed all covered to get everything. Everything was for serpent seed. Yeah. And they said we weren't even 100% human. What did they say? We were 3/5 of a person. Yeah, they're not a person at all. These people, they don't have empathy. They don't have any empathy at all. Everybody that voted for Donald Trump. Now, we have some of our people voted for Donald Trump too. And they had their motives. They wanted to fit into that world, and they believed that Donald Trump would take everything from everybody else and give it to them. The same as the white ones. They think that Donald Trump, if anybody kisses his ass and worship and praise him and follow him and everything that he does and everything that he say, no matter how evil it is, that he would reward them with things that belong to everybody else in the world and give it to them. Okay, I got to make a disclaimer. That was their motivation for voting for Donald Trump. Kamala Harris represents this colonization continuing because on her watch, the greatest colonization witnessed by humanity happened over there in Gaza. I didn't say it was the greatest because they've been doing great genocides on our people. Hell, they genocided all over these United States when they took it away. So in no way am I supporting her either. Donald Trump, his assignment was to recolonize. If Kamala Harris got in, it was to continue the colonization, to continue the old school colonization. Okay? So Donald Trump is here to recolonize, to start it all over again. Kamala Harris is like, if it ain't broke, why fix it? If it ain't broke, why fix it? Let's just keep everybody calm, cool, and collected with what's going on here. Keep everything quiet, hush, hush. And we could just keep on going. It's working. If it ain't broke, why fix it? They didn't care if it was evil, long as it touched everybody else and just took everything out and away from everybody else, just like they're doing in Africa. Yeah, as long as that kept on going on and he made it happen all over again, they were good with it because they have no empathy. But empathy is the most powerful energy on the planet when you risk your life because you love. That's some great empathy. Powerful, powerful, powerful. There's no greater love than someone that would lay their life down for a friend. And that's the kind of love. See, that's powerful empathy, and it's directed. Did you see that? Empathy don't mean that you have to play nice with everybody, even your enemies. You will take your enemies down if necessary for the one that you directed your empathy to. Yeah. You don't just give your empathy to every damn body and be nice to these serpent seed that want to destroy, kill, steal, and destroy everywhere they go. They have it on record. Yeah. So see, we are masters of our own energy, and we know how to direct it with wisdom. Yeah, we're taking on that pattern. See, Mother is doing things across the board, and we have a great example in our Messiah and in the junta of how powerful empathy can be. Yes, and that is what's going to win this war.
If you wanted to stop Africa from becoming a superpower, you wouldn't have to invent a new strategy. The blueprint has already been written, tested, and perfected over centuries.
You know what's amazing about this video to me? It's amazing because I knew nothing about colonization. Didn't read much about it because they didn't put this kind of information in our history books. Our Holy Mother taught us about this colonization. Everything that she's saying or he's saying, I can't even tell. Whatever they're saying in this video is confirming everything that she told us and taught us about these colonizers. Isn't that amazing? So they've been playing the same damn tricks over and over again.
Becoming a superpower, you wouldn't have to invent a new strategy.
To become a superpower. So this is the kind of stuff that they teach, like skull and bones. This is not available to everybody, but it sure is out there now. This is evidence. This is evidence, y'all. They kept this information away from us because if we had known the game, we would have never been played. A superpower. Oh, this is how you become a superpower. Remember that.
The blueprint has already been written, tested, and perfected over centuries. You'd start by making sure Africa never unites. The easiest way to do that is by keeping people divided along ethnic, tribal, and religious lines.
Did you hear this, evil? They kept us divided on purpose because they know what would happen if we ever get united. I know they're talking about Africa, but just think about it. They have done that over here in the United States too. Everything she's talking about, they have done it everywhere they have went. And it worked. So that was a bunch of 3D hocus pocus that we're going to reverse because that division that he brought about with cheating. See, everything that they talked about in this colonization plan, it worked. It was magic and it worked. Yeah, and it had everybody divided. Everybody that was at the bottom of the pyramid, and the further down, the more severe. And it worked while we were asleep, all that division. So may the Most High bring us all unity, all of humanity, all of the good people on the planet. May we all unite together. Abracadabra.
You'd start by making sure Africa never unites. The easiest way to do that is by keeping people divided along ethnic, tribal, and religious lines. If they ever start working together, remind them of past grievances. Stoke old wounds. Fund separatist movements. Keep border disputes unresolved. Make sure every time they take one step forward, they take 2 steps back because they're too busy fighting each other.
This is deep, ain't it? When you think about it, they did the same damn thing everywhere they went to. And Ibrahim Traore is on top of it. See? We didn't know how evil this was, but they've been doing the same thing. They played the same tricks on us. I'm telling you, they are evil. They have to. In this video, you're going to hear her or him repeat this phrase. Make them believe. Make them believe. Make them believe. So that's what I'm saying. The belief systems that we have kept us divided. It kept us divided. And you see that Hashatan was behind the whole thing. On things that we believe. You're going to see, she's going to say it on many different subjects. Make them believe this. Make them believe that. So keep that in mind. Who was behind all those things that caused us to be divided? Because if I believe one thing and you believe something else, and we're divided, we'll never work together. Some kind of way, STARSEED United, we got past that. You know how? Because I already know that some of you out there are not convinced yet that Ibrahim Traore is the Messiah. Yet, you still go to the courts of the Most High with me on one accord. We got it one mind on a truth and work together, despite of if you resonate with that part of my message or not. All praises to the Most High. We're going to get past all of his tricks. Now you see who's behind those things that we believe. They got us to believe certain things.
You'd install leaders who serve foreign interests, not their people. Find the most corrupt, the most easily manipulated, the ones who crave wealth and status more than progress. Offer them power in exchange for loyalty. If a leader rises who actually cares about Africa, get rid of them. Assassinate them if necessary. But if that's too messy, just destabilize their government and back a coup.
You see how all of their plots and plans, all of it is fitting in this puzzle of what's happening in Burkina Faso, how they tried to assassinate Ibrahim Traore 19 times. Well, they couldn't assassinate Ibrahim Traore, neither could they divide the people in Burkina Faso. So see, that failed too.
If they talk about nationalizing resources, make an example out of them.
It's so much that Mother taught us, I'm telling you. Now, I didn't know anything about nationalizing resources. Nationalizing resources mean that the wealth belongs to the people, just like what Ibrahim Traore is doing. Okay, so that's what nationalizing resources are. When the people own it, like what Gaddafi did, that's nationalizing.
If they try to unite Africa, take them out before the idea spreads.
Well, it spread it rapidly too. Yeah, this decolonization is going to happen. And just look at what you're dealing with. You're dealing with the youth of the planet. Even here, over here in the United States, all over the world, the youth has arisen. And they're awake. They're wide awake. And they refuse to be colonized again. So that's over. That's over. Now everybody sees what Ibrahim Traore is doing. When you take the land back, and when you get the wealth back and you kick out the colonizers, what you can do with a righteous rulership, you could build homes, you could build hospitals, you could develop agriculture and take control over your people's food and their wealth. You can bring industry to the land and give your people jobs so they can live a happy life. And all of these young people are seeing it. Yep, it is viral. All praises to the Most High.
You'd keep Africa economically weak by making sure it never industrializes. Let them export raw materials but never process them themselves. Control the mines, the oil fields, the rare earth minerals. Keep them selling cheap and buying expensive. If a country tries to break free and build its own industries, sabotage it.
This is why woke ideology, that's what they call it. We are the awakened ones. We see the truth. Yeah, and we're choosing the good side of things. Yeah, so we have broken free from the matrix. But while we were trying to break free from the matrix, they did this on an individual level. If they were not authorized to take us out, they caused all kind of things to sabotage us ever breaking free. We have broken free. I'm free. I am free. Hallelujah. It's all in our minds. That's why they always try to get us to think something. Make them think. Make them think. All of your lies, Hashatan, I charge you with them. You manipulated people. That is cheating. You stole. Energy is what you did. And we reclaiming all that energy that you stole. We're reclaiming it. And we distribute it to all of those people that you sent through hell, sabotaging them from the least to the greatest. You sabotage them so you could have that energy. You could control them, keep them on a low vibration. Just suck all the energy out of them with your sabotage. I charge you with that sabotage. You are guilty, guilty, guilty.
Place sanctions, destabilize its currency, fund local opposition, crash its economy.
Wow. So this part of Hashatan's destabilization plan has just failed him big time. Why? Because other countries knew about this playbook. Ibrahim Traore knew about this playbook. Yeah, so everybody's been studying your shenanigans and your colonization plans and got steps ahead of you and just was waiting for you to pull your move, Hashtan. So when you made your biggest move with the sanctions, it backfired and destabilized the US dollar, the stock market, and the only ones that's left with, something of, great value, something that somebody that got something out of it was Klaus Schwab, Donald Trump, and all of those elite at the top, those top puppets. That's it. But other than that, you destabilized your own program. You tricked yourself, Hashatan. Sanction, sanction, sanction. I'm going to sanction you with a pool noodle. It's failed. It's not working anymore. Nowhere on earth is it working. Oh, this is beautiful.
If that doesn't work, orchestrate a civil war. People can't build when they're too busy trying to survive.
Thank you, Octet King, for sharing this information. I don't know if this was like a college professor. I don't know if they were reading it from a book. I don't know who this is reading off or talking in this video. But we know that it's a reality. We know that they pulled all of these tricks. Much gratitude for all of our kings and queens out there sharing all of these truths. Yeah, special shout out to Octet King for sharing this video. I wanted to share it on my community post, but I can't share TikToks. Yeah, but it's vitally important for us to know all of these things and find them guilty. All of these words are going to go down and reset history. And this will be never again. Never again.
You'd make sure their education system produces workers, not innovators. Teach them history that glorifies their oppressors. Make them think their cultures are primitive. Their ancestors were savages. Their future depends on foreign approval.
And Mother showed us that too. How they stole our history. It was a worldwide conspiracy and effort to hide who we were when we had the status that we were about to get again. It was stolen from us. They knocked the noses off the sphinxes. They knocked the noses off the sphinxes. They come up with movies like Roots because we didn't have any history of who we truly were before. They erased it out systemically. It made us think, oh, that's where we came from, swinging from trees, living in grass huts and, and that's where history started. And this was despicable to my grandson. He was awakened a long time ago when he was a young teenager. I remember he was so disgusted with school because he was wondering, why do they start our history with slavery? And then he started discovering things. Then the vaults start opening up where somebody had to create the first vault to hide out evidence of us having halos and priestly garments and royal garments. They had to hide the evidence. They had to destroy something about the evidence to lead everybody into thinking that we came from, poverty, while they glorified and had us glorifying Christopher Columbus. The lies that you tell, the truth that you hide, Hashatan, with all of your trickery, you are so guilty. You're so despicable. You're such a manipulator. And your influence is evil, nothing but pure evil. Yet you want everybody to love you. You don't want anybody to speak evil against you. Well, I speak against all of that evil, all of that cheating. You're guilty. That's what you are. You're despicable throughout the universe. And you're about to feel all of it. Abracadabra. Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis. You got taught that, didn't you? You got taught all of that. That's why you're trying so hard to erase our history. Yeah, may you face your judgments before the whole world. You, everybody that's with your agenda, you old fallen one working through Ron DeSantis, all of you are about to face your judgments for all of this cheating, all of this robbery, all of this trickery. You're just despicable. Yes, you're hated throughout the universe. And now we see why.
Train them to memorize, not to think critically. Train them to memorize, not to think critically. Train them to memorize, not to think critically.
Wow. Wow. Now we see why they had us so busy in school with all those quizzes, tests, homework, exams, midterms, final examinations, memorizing all of that for those tests. Just for the tests, though. That's what they were needed for, most of it. And then they teach you a little bit of practical. But you got to learn all of that history and math and English. You got to learn all of that before you get your degree. Because you have to have a well-rounded education. And they kept you memorizing and memorizing and memorizing so that you would be too busy. You would be too damn busy to critically think. And to put critically thinking in simple terms is that you see the truth and you come up with your own perspective of things and how you see it. You come up with your own truth. Critically thinking. They kept us away from critically thinking. That is so dangerous. For one, to control their own thoughts and their thoughts not controlling them. That they learn how to use their thoughts as a tool and not have the thoughts controlling them. And they have been all in our thoughts. So when you break free of that, you have truly broken free from this matrix. And our Holy Mother taught us how to do that very simply. You choose what thoughts you internalize. You choose what thoughts you reject. You only take in the good things and you reject those things that will bring your vibration on a low level. Now that's it in a nutshell. That's a secret. Thank you, Mother, for all of this wisdom. It's confirmed, Mother. Everything that you have shown me and spoke through me is proven to be true of the things that they have done, and it is in a book somewhere or somebody is teaching it. All this cheating. This is the ultimate cheat code of how to steal people's energy and control it. And they are guilty. For Satan only comes to kill, steal, and destroy.
Keep their best and brightest looking overseas for opportunities. Make them dream of escaping Africa rather than fixing it.
Make them think. Yeah, they don't want us to bless our own people. Ain't that about a bitch?
Offer scholarships that take their top minds to the West and never encourage them to return. Let the continent keep training doctors and engineers only for them to go enrich other nations. You'd control their narratives. Own their media. Control their stories. Dictate their image to the world.
Well, in the decolonization program that Ibrahim Traore has, he banned those kind of stations that he knew what they were doing with their colonization program. Yeah, he banned those channels. And he had good reason to, because they spew their lies, like Fox News. Yeah, Fox News and Jesse Waters and all of them. They just speak lies. Those kind of medias will not be accepted in this new world order. No, only the truth. The news that's coming to us And the new order of things will be truth-telling stations with proof and evidence. No more of that shenanigans in the media. No more of it. If they're not lying, they're manipulating. Point blank, period. Enough is enough, you know? Well, they're not gonna have a market in the new world order. It's not even gonna be a market for that kind of news and information. Yeah, all of that. Hashatan has been the prince and power of the air. We've already taken dominion over the airwaves and cursed it every time they used it. And every time they get in front of the cameras, it backfires on them. Every time they get in front of the cameras. Yeah, so that curse has stood since the Most High God of Israel honored it. But yet they still shadow ban the truth. They still shadow ban it. And I bind you up. You one that restrains the truth. I bind you up and I rebuke thee personally under the power and the authority of my big brother Messiah's kingdom and by the power that's endued unto me by my father and my mother. I rebuke you and I bind you up. Yeah, you have hidden the truth for a very long time with your trickery and manipulation. You're not going to be working in this dimension any longer. Abracadabra. Because I said so. And I mean all shenanigans, abracadabra. You know, that Elon Musk is the false prophet. I got too much evidence. He wants control over the algorithms and the words. That demon over him that did all of that word magic. Yeah, you demon over the word magic that fell with Hashatan, I rebuke thee personally under the authority of my Messiah's kingdom and by the power that's endued in me from the Father and the Mother. I rebuke you and I bind you up. Enough is enough. You used all of that wicked magic already, all of that evil, and you're not going to use it again. You're going to face your judgment very shortly. Abracadabra.
Make them believe they are corrupt, hopeless, eternally in crisis.
Now we talk about this hopelessness. This hopelessness, I'm telling you, hopelessness. That is what mental illness is hopelessness. Yeah. And they kept people in hopeless situations like you can never get out of it. But our hope is here. Our hope is here. Hallelujah.
Flood their screens with poverty porn and war zones. Show them charity ads that make them believe they are helpless without foreign aid.
Haven't our Holy Mother taught us about their Hollywood productions? No more Hollywood productions. All of your Hollywood productions. No. It's enough is enough. Enough is enough with your illusions.
Flood their screens with poverty porn and war zones. Show them charity ads that make them believe they are helpless without foreign aid.
I had to redo this take because I went on a rant with this one because they use the same old trickery. You know, they put you in a situation where you're desperate so that you can say, help, help. And they say, oh, I'm here to help. And then they take everything from you until you depend. You think that you can't survive without them. And that's a lie. That's a lie from hell. And now we realize that, Hashatan. That trick will never work again. Abracadabra.
Downplay their successes. Twist their victories into isolated incidents. If an African country develops a groundbreaking innovation, credit a foreign investor. If an African leader implements a successful policy, frame it as an anomaly rather than proof of competence.
They frame the truth with their lies. Cheating, lying, cheating to create another history. Just like they did before. All of our inventors. They already erased that history as much as they could and suppress it. That we were the inventors of more than the cotton gin, hell, your street lights. You know what I mean? They have suppressed that history, and then they glorified their white men and gave them credit for our works. They always did that, even with Einstein. It was one of us with Einstein that was the brains. Yeah. And then all those patents, just like Einstein, his job was in a patent office, so he got to see everybody's secret inventions and innovation and technology. He got to see all of it. And he had a brain with him that was a Hebrew Israelite. But Einstein, he's the smartest man that ever lived. He was the biggest manipulator that ever lived. Another thief that they glorify. And they want to create the history of the Great Reset just like that. Nope, you're not going to do it. The truth will stand. 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 Abracadabra. Why? Because I said so.
You'd make sure they remain dependent. Drown them in debt. Offer loans with impossible conditions.
While all the wealth was beneath their feet. Well, I'm pleased to announce that Ibrahim Traore, when he took back the wealth, he paid off all of his national debt. All of it. He refuses the loans. See, they put you in those situations. They set you up so that they could trap you financially. All of us. And those demons that affected our financial stability and put us in those situations, cheating like that, I rebuke you under the authority of my brother, the Messiah, and the power invested in me from my mother and my father. I rebuke you and I bind you up. You can't work anymore. Why? Because I said so. Abracadabra.
Force them to privatize everything so foreign corporations own their water, their electricity, their land. When they struggle, give them just enough aid to keep them alive, but never enough to make them self-sufficient.
Everywhere they went to kill, steal, and destroy. Now we have their whole formula. We've been talking about all of these subjects, since Mother had us on our holy mission. She's been explaining all of this colonization and how it works. And it just got spelled out in this video. All of these words went into the ethers. All of these words went into the ear of the Most High God of Israel's ear.
If they ever start working together, remind them of past grievances. Stoke old wounds. Fund separatist movements. Keep border disputes unresolved. Make sure every time they take one step forward, they take 2 steps back because they're too busy fighting each other. You'd install leaders who serve foreign interests, not their people. Find the most corrupt, the most easily manipulated, the ones who crave wealth and status more than progress. Offer them power in exchange for loyalty.
Same damn tricks. He pays separatist movements. It means that he rewards people to start shit, to start stirring up old shit, anything to keep people divided. And then they have their puppets. I remember, like Mother said, what happened in the coup d'etat in Niger is going to happen all over this planet. And when they first took over Niger, there was a puppet. There was a puppet in ECOWAS, That's where the different countries in Africa join their forces together. Is one of those kind of things. Their militaries together. And there's a puppet, and he's still sitting on his throne. His name is Tinubu. Yeah, Tinubu, who just got $8 billion without any plans. They just gave Nigeria $8 billion. And the people are saying, what you gonna do with the money, Tinubu? What you gonna do with the money? Because they keep him on the top, a puppet. They always have the damn puppets. And they pay them very well, and they give them the power over the people, the puppets. And in the case of Niger, Tinubu got a call from Kamala Harris. So you see, he got a call, and then the next meeting they had at ECOWAS, he was saying we gonna use military intervention. So you have all these other countries wanting to come after our bro stars that's trying to decolonize. And honey, the whole of Africa, all of that empathy was on fire in Africa. We were on fire over here at STARSEED United. We took this issue to the courts of the Most High. And we asked the Most High God of Israel not to let it happen. Not to let Hashatan have his way with this one, to have brother fighting against brother for the colonizer. To fight against the one that's decolonizing. And the Father heard us, and it didn't happen. He always used the same damn tricks. Divisions, his puppets, to keep the division going. And that's all going to turn to dust, abracadabra, and empathy. Empathy is going to destroy the puppets, abracadabra.
Disputes unresolved. Make sure every time they take one step forward, they take 2 steps back because they're too busy fighting each other. You'd install leaders who serve foreign interests, not their people. Find the most corrupt, the most easily manipulated, the ones who crave wealth and status more than progress. Offer them power in exchange for loyalty.
Same old trick. Same old trick. That happened in the universe when Hashatan influenced the other fools to break their allegiance and their loyalty to the Father Most High. Same damn trick. He needs the loyalty. You got to buy it. If you got to buy somebody's loyalty, that's cheating. Their asses is just going to do what you tell them to do as long as they're getting paid, and they probably hated you the whole time. This is to all the puppets. They have to buy the loyalty of a low viber. A low viber. You see? Somebody that's a narcissist. The narcissist, people that don't have any empathy within them, they will bite. They will bite every single time. They don't give a damn. Just like what's happening with the infrastructure in Nigeria. Now, I just talked about the 8 billion. That ain't shit. Nigeria is so wealthy in oil. But the infrastructure, you still see dirt roads and people in poverty. And they take all of that raw material and they just send it on out in those pipelines. Dirt cheap. Pennies on the dollar. And the colonizers take that oil and they have all of those oil refineries where their children get to make a nice living. And the colonizers get filthy rich. They don't even have to do any kind of labor. They got the lower level surpassés really happy working in those oil refineries on those good jobs. Those are American jobs. And the decolonization program that is headed by Ibrahim Traore, they stopped it when they took the lands back. They gave the wealth to the people, improved the infrastructure, started farming. I mean, the farming is amazing in the Sahel right now. So they took control over their food resources. They took all of the wealth, improved infrastructure, improved the people's lives. They created industry where those raw resources are not leaving out the country just raw. No, their people get the jobs. So they have people that were living in poverty. Now they're not. He's building new houses for people for free, the citizens of Burkina Faso. What? Nothing but good. And that's what empathy is going to do all over this planet. Abracadabra, he broke the code. Bless you, Ibrahim Traore. We pledge our allegiance and our loyalty to you. Yes, all praises to the Father and the Mother and the Big Brother, the real Godhead. Yes.
If a leader rises who actually cares about Africa, get rid of them.
19 known assassination attempts against Ibrahim Traore.
Assassinate them if necessary. But if that's too messy, just destabilize their government and back a coup.
So the colonizers, they've been causing coups. Any of their puppets that want to do too much for their people, the colonizers has funded coups to put somebody in power that will keep the people fighting each other, keep the people in poverty, keep them in that hamster wheel. Or, they're going to get somebody to keep it going. Let Tinubu start improving the infrastructure and talk about building industry. They'll stage a coup to put a puppet in to continue it on. So they've been doing this over and over and over again. When they can't kill him, they try to start a coup, but they can't do it with Ibrahim Traore. They cannot do it. It's too much empathy inside of Burkina Faso. This is a fun fact for Reset History. Burkina Faso's name, adopted in 1984, translated to Land of the Honest People, or Land of the Upright People. The name was chosen by then President Thomas Sankara, and may he get his rewards today. Throughout the universe, may his name echo throughout the universe. He named Burkina Faso. And Ibrahim Traore is following in his decolonization program. Okay, so the name was chosen by then President Thomas Sankara and is derived from the, I know I'm not going to say this right, ILYA and More languages, reflecting a desire to highlight the country's values and aspirations. And that is their self-determination as a country. Yup. This is beautiful what's happening. Special shout out to Burkina Faso. Congratulations on breaking out of this matrix. Congratulations, King Ibrahim Traore. They already had a foundation. That's why Hashatan couldn't do that to Burkina Faso. The people united with Ibrahim Traore. He knew the game, and he was steps ahead of them. Yeah, when they did the coup d'etat.
If they talk about nationalizing resources, make an example out of them. If they try to unite Africa, take them out before the idea spreads.
They couldn't do it. They could not take out Ibrahim Traore. They couldn't take him out. And the idea of decolonization is spreading like wildfire because the people, their empathy, their love is towards our hope, Ibrahim Traore. This is beautiful, y'all. So now the puppets that's sitting on the seat, their seats right now, the empathy is going to take them all out. That's not going to work anymore. It will be no more puppets sitting on power seats. And I'm not just talking about in Africa. I'm talking about all of the evil ones, those low vibers that's been put in power with money. Yeah. All of you are under judgment. It's starting right now, abracadabra. Even in our White House. Correction, their White House. All puppets, red, yellow, black, and white, that are sitting on power seats and serving Hashatan. You are under judgment, abracadabra.
Their government and back a coup. If they talk about nationalizing resources, make an example out of them. If they try to unite Africa, take them out before the idea spreads.
And the idea has spread. It's spread. I'm telling you, that empathy, that love for our king and what he's doing with the other kings alongside of him. What they're doing is great love and respect. All of that empathy of great love and respect is going towards them. While on the other hand, somebody is being very hated right now. Not popular at all. Yeah, while our king is shining bright, the whole world is watching him. I saw the king of Morocco, just speaking so many good words about him. He was shaking his hand and congratulating him because he broke the code. He broke the code. He broke the code. Congratulations, king. Yes. Ooh.
You'd keep Africa economically weak by making sure it never industrializes. Let them export raw materials but never process them themselves. Control the mines, the oil fields, the rare earth minerals. Keep them selling cheap and buying expensive. If a country tries to break free and build its own industries, sabotage it. Place sanctions, destabilize its currency, fund local opposition, crash its economy.
I'm gonna sanction you, China. 145 pool noodles. Yeah, I'm gonna sanction everybody, even a penguin island. I'm gonna sanction everybody on the planet. Even when there's no bodies there, I'm gonna sanction them too. Sanction, sanction, sanction. To crash whose economy? Whose economy got crashed? Whose dollar got, the US dollar, they're rejecting the US dollar in some of the countries in Africa. And some of the other countries too. They've totally cut away. Who did that? Yahweh, that was beautiful. I just love the way that you orchestrated that one. That was beautiful. Yeah. And then they stole all of that money. All of those that were involved in that insider trading, that was cheating in front of the whole wide world, Father. You saw it. You saw it, Father. Straight up cheating. Everything that they've ever gotten, they cheated for it, Father. Cheated. This is the colonizer's cheat code. And we got our hands on it, Father. And you heard every word of it. Let me see if it's any more left, because I don't want to miss any of this.
If that doesn't work, orchestrate a civil war. People can't build when they're too busy trying to survive.
And what have we been dealing with? Donald Trump. One to enact all those old ass paper magics of, what was it? The Insurrection Act. He was speaking of removing people's habeas corpus. What else? It was another one. We were just dealing with that because they had plots and plans with that Insurrection Act to start a civil war, so he could call on his military against humanity. They want to start a civil war, but you are bound, you warmongering demon. You warmongering demon. You killer, you violent one, you bully, creating all those weapons to bully people with. I restrain you and I rebuke you personally under the authority of my big brother, the Messiah, the King and the God of this earth. He said, I'm his disciple. To all of his fellows, I'm speaking against to all my Messiah's fellows, I'm speaking to this warmongering one that fell with Hashatan, that wants to start wars on this planet. And I restrain him under the authority of my Messiah and with the power endued in me from my mother and my father, Abracadabra. You will not work on this planet. Any plans to even jump off, even flinch, is going to backfire on you immediately. Abracadabra. I saw what happened in the news today. Yeah, they went to, they were arresting a mayor. It was a sister too. ICE. 20 of them showed up armed to go try to get somebody from her jurisdiction to try to start some shit. Yeah, all of y'all is going to backfire on you. Father, all of his little appointees, all of his little ICE appointees that is being used to try to start this civil war, I ask you to release the most terrible, horrible ones on them and wreak all kind of havoc. I invite all the ancestors that want to wreak havoc in their lives to wreak havoc for being participants and wanting to start a war, a civil war. Abracadabra. Ain't gonna happen, Hashatan. It's not gonna happen. Told you you're not gonna pull off this rampage. The Messiah broke your code. And now we have our hands on your code. The Father knew about your code. He said, even with your colonizing cheat code, one day on September 23rd, 2017, the Holy Mother is going to bear her kingdom, her son. She's going to bear him in the stars. And the Hebrew Israelite nation, the 12 tribes of Jacob, I'm going to wake up their God DNA. I'm going to wake up the whole nation. And the magic was so powerful until the whole world woke up, except for serpent seed. Except for serpent seed. Your time is up. All of the shenanigans. Now we see where X marks the spot. What the Antichrist has been doing. This has been a hub of his little Hollywood production he want to pull off. With wars. Huh, Klaus Schwab. Oh, they want a war more than anything. They want a war more than anything in this world to bring a whole bunch of death and destruction upon humanity so that whoever's left, they'll be so desperate, they'll serve them as slaves and they'll have their hands on all the resources and then they can have the Hunger Games situation. They want like a combination between the Handmaid's Tale and the Hunger Games. That's what they want. Yep, but you're not going to have it. You're going to fall all the way to the bottom of the pyramid because the code has been broken. Our Messiah broke the code in this 3D, in this avatar. The Hebrew Rose of Jericho broke the code. Today, this code has been broken because we're taking it to the Father. Father and Mother, we give you praise and glory, and we're so thankful. We're so thankful to you, Father, for providing a way for us to fight back under the guidance of our Holy Mother that told us everything that's in this colonizing cheat code. She showed us the pattern, Father. Now this is an admission. This is an admission of guilt. Hashatan has used all kind of evil tricks and illusions and magic and violence and wars and bullying and weapons. Father, he cheated through his whole time of being, having the rulership over the airwaves, over the algorithms, in the government, in the education, in the distribution of wealth. And he's shown to be evil in all aspects, in his judicial system, all aspects of this present status quo are guilty. They're all guilty of this colonizing cheat code. Father, you heard us talking about all these things as we came to the courts of the Most High, and Mother showed us what they were doing. Now it's all put together, and this is an admission of guilt. They cheated, stealing everybody's energy, enslaved humanity. With all of that trickery, they had humanity enslaved, stealing all of the energy, keeping people divided in all kind of ways. All of their schemes and their traps. Father, we call it all to dust. The whole colonizing cheat code, Father. Your son, I know you're so proud of him, has broken the code. He's broken the code. Him and the mighty, valiant junta have broken the code. And they won. And here at STARSEED United, Father, all of these times we came to your holy courts in Zion, you have heard us and responded on all of this. Now it's all put together, Father. We know that you know all things, but you just want to make sure that we know what this evil is. And we sure do know right now it has been confirmed with evidence of what they have been doing. Cheating the whole time with all that stolen energy, Father. We ask you to restore all of your STARSEED children and our friends and allies abroad, all over this planet. Humanity that's choosing the side of good. Restore all their energy to them, Father. Abracadabra. Father, the code has been broken. I hope this means that you're going to finally push that button. We want our Messiah to have a peaceful transference of power. Hashatan has used all of his evil trickery, and he lost. His time is up. His evil is done with. It's exposed now. He used it all up, Father. It's time for his judgment. And we ask you to bring it on. Bring it on, Father. Abracadabra. You are the most just. You are the most just. And your love is as far as the east is from the west towards your children. And your mercies are as far as the heavens is from the earth. For your children, and we ask you to bestow that love and mercy upon us, Father. And bless all of our friends and allies. Abracadabra. And crumble this Babylon. Abracadabra. STARSEED United, you know what to do. Give your Father praise and glory. Adore your beautiful, wise mother. And pledge your allegiance. Pledge your loyalty to our Messiah, the King and the God of this earth. We're ahead of the game. We're ahead of the game, STARSEED United. We've been talking about this pledging our allegiance to our Messiah for about 3 years now. And very soon, every knee is going to bow to him. And they're going to confess who he is as the Son of the Most High God of Israel in his human avatar. Yeah, they're going to all bow down to him and confess that, and then the whole universe. In that moment, 100% will be worshiping and bowing down to our Messiah, calling him who he truly is, the firstborn son of the Most High God of Israel, that the Most High God of Israel commanded the universe to bow down to him. On that day, 100% of the universe will be bowing down to him. Yep, that's going to happen in the near future. And Father, I ask you to bring them to their knees. Abracadabra. Yeah, we got a head start. I've been pledging my allegiance to our Messiah for about 3 years now. So have you, STARSEED United. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Yes. And not everybody that bows down to him, they're going to confess who he is. But that don't mean that they're going to pledge their allegiance. And it's not going to be any fakes and phonies. No, because the Most High going to read your heart when you go before his great white throne of judgment on where you took your energy to, whether it be to the good or to the evil. Point blank, period. Whatever is in those justice scales is going to be the sum total of your outcome. STARSEED United, you know what to do. Give your Father praise and glory. Adore your beautiful mother. And pledge your allegiance to our big brother, the King and the God of this earth. That is the download that I have for you today. We're in the final battles now. We see where the Messiah, Ibrahim Traore, he broke the code. He broke the colonizer's code. And so did we, STARSEED United, throughout our whole mission. Congratulations, and I salute all of you for contributing your energy with mine. Going with the truth. Over there in Zion, where there's a mountain of the image of our Messiah. We go there, and the Father has truly heard us on so many occasions. And we have become more than conquerors. And us breaking that cheat code, oh my goodness, I think we're almost done with this 3D deal. The Messiah broke the code. We're breaking the code. It's a done deal. Yes, all praises to the Most High. Maybe that's what has to happen for the Father to push that final button. Yes, all praises to the Most High. A special shout out to you, DSB. Thank you, Bro Star, for blessing me like that. I see the gifts and it just makes me so happy. Yes. And not for the monetary gain. I really have a lot of gratitude for that because that helped, like I said, slow that hamster wheel down for me. But no, it's the point that you love me and you're with me in this fight. And we have truly connected, and I've connected with all of you, STARSEED United. And thank you all for blessing me. Bless you, DSB. May the Most High bless you 1,000-fold for whatever your heart's desire. Abracadabra. I wish to hear some of those testimonies. I know the Most High is blessing you for blessing me. Yes, and to all of you, I really appreciate, I have much gratitude for all of you sharing with me. It's been beautiful. This has been a beautiful experience to be loved. Yes, all praises to the Most High. And I send you infinite love and light. And I receive yours, Abracadabra. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share all of this good news. STARSEED United. STARSEED United for life. Yes. Thank you so much for your gifts of love, your kind words. May the Most High bless you 1,000-fold for whatever your heart's desire. Abracadabra. Yes, until the next judgment news, your big sister, the Hebrew widow, the Hebrew rose of Jericho out. Shalom. I salute all of you at STARSEED United, friends and allies, and all of our Messiahs, friends and allies throughout this universe. Much gratitude. I salute you all that participate.